Hello, Jay Leno's Garage and Michelin Tires. My name is Dan McCarthy. You might remember me as the guy Jay Leno called a stalker on the Today Show about 13 years ago. Anyway, I heard you guys were doing some sort of contest where car nuts can send in their videos of their cars and possibly get a trip to Monterey, California to hang out with Jay at the big car show. So, I figure I might jump in on that because about 20 years ago, if I hadn't, I would have beat myself up. So, I would like to present to you my 2001 Mercedes-Benz SLK 230, which I call Heinz because it's red like ketchup and it's German. I didn't really do anything to earn this car. I used an inheritance to purchase it. And then I spent half of the inheritance buying the car and then the other half on the inheritance maintaining the car. Let's do a bit of a walk around and I could show you all the mojo this car has accrued since I've owned it. First of all, we got this nice little rust bubble that needs to get taken care of, which I guess is a known issue on these cars. My car, for some reason, doesn't have the compressor badges, which it normally does. And I'm wondering if maybe a previous owner might have just taken them off. Here's some of the battle scars that Heinz has accrued from various people trying to, in this case it was a bunch of people trying to help me out get the car dug out, but they were chipping away at it with a bunch of shovels, which did this. So let's continue on. Again, shovel. This, I don't know where the hell this came from. Yeah. Shovel. And this one happened on my birthday a couple years ago when a TV correspondent that shall remain unnamed decided to introduce her SUV to Heinz in a very personal way. Shovel. And shovel. Now, the story behind all those is that everybody that sort of personalized my car like that, they paid me cash for the repairs, but I had to use that cash that was supposed to be for body work to fix the various electrical gremlins that have been plaguing this car since I've owned it. Mostly in the security system and the neat little pump in the trunk that controls my lights that goes haywire whenever it gets wet, which is a fantastic thing for something that is supposed to be impeccably engineered. The thing is, though, I could never get rid of this car. I mean, there are days when I really wish I had gotten a Miata instead. But, you know, Miata just doesn't have that folding hardtop, at least not in my price range when I got the car. And the thing I really like about this thing is that even though the top is a retracting hardtop, it's not all weirdly proportioned like a lot of cars with retractable hardtops are. Like you unless you really looked at the seams, you could barely tell it's a convertible. But yeah, let's take a deeper look. Pop the trunk. I can just take my keys out of my pocket. Yes, it worked. Every day I hit the unlock button and it works, I'm happy. So, yep, there's the cover. You have to leave this on at all times in order to be able to put your top down, so I hardly ever retract this back in. It's a massive trunk for such a tiny car. Got my composition book for my comedy in there. Got my autographed open mic card from my buddy Manny Arias, who I just saw last night. The JVC CD changer I never use. Let's look at the inside. Oh, I love that sound. When I got the car, it was about 77,000 miles. It's now at over 111. So yeah, I do use this thing pretty regularly, but I never use it on days when I'm working. Ah, that's the best sound. Let me hear that again. Yeah. So let me open the windows a bit. Every day I find something new and interesting about the inside of this car. Like, first of all, these cup holders are neat in execution, but terrible in operation. Because whenever you have a cold drink in these things, it drips condensation all over the stereo. That being said, I still like watching them work. This right here, I didn't know came out until like 3 weeks ago. And then this right here, I didn't know opened until like a week ago. And I've had this car almost 3 years. A few things you absolutely must have in a car like this. You have to have a comb. And you have to have sunscreen. And you have to have napkins to stuff into the cup holders so that my aforementioned cold drinks won't drip all over my stereo. Yeah, this car is pretty nicely spec'd out. It's got the power seats, which not a lot of them have. It's got your climate control, 5-speed automatic with manual shift mode. And there's the power mirror adjusts. And then this right here is the coolest part. This is the top button, and if you notice, it looks like a little roof. That's adorable. So I'm gonna start her up, hopefully. Yeah! Love that. And I am going to flip the switch. And then the trunk opens backwards, which I'm sure you're familiar with how these things operate, but I think it's still really cool every time I work it. And that's pretty much the reason I got this car. It's for that roof. Yeah, there's my aftermarket Alpine stereo that I had put in when I bought it. It's got the heated seats, the central locking, which don't work, the traction control, which works too well and makes the car almost useless in inclement weather. So yeah, like I said, I've had this car about 3 years. I've had lots of adventures in it, good and bad. Been really lucky this past year with not having any electrical problems. But it's a beautiful day. I'm gonna go for a ride. I hope you enjoyed the video. Keep me in mind. And have a great afternoon.